All right, glad you're all here. Hey, we're learning as we go. The theme of the year is definitely going to be working together, being a team, and being flexible. So we're calling in from Andrew Styles' room here. I don't know if anyone's been up in Andrew's room recently. The views are just amazing, and the classroom's ready to get rolling. So I'm gonna pass it over to Rory to get us started today, actually, and then after that, we're gonna hear from our school board chair, Clare Wool, our AFSCME chair, Dwight Brown, our BEA President Andrew Styles. I'm gonna give a message and we'll do some shout outs and then we'll call it a day. Rory, kick us off, please.
Hey, hello Burlington School District. My name is Rory Stein. I'm a rising junior. I'm involved in a variety of extracurriculars here at Burlington High School, and I'm excited that the Burlington School District is creating plans and alternatives to keep the activities I'm involved in. Lastly, I'd like to wish a warm welcome to Superintendent Flanagan on behalf of the student body. Mr. Flanagan, I know it's going to be a tough time. It's going to be a hard year, but I wish you great success. I'm a Boy Scout. Our motto is be prepared.
I love it. Thank you, Rory.
Of course.
Appreciate you getting on here to kick us off. We want to lift up the voices of our students and hear our students. So thank you so much for being brave and getting out there for our faculty and staff to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we're going to ask our school board chair, Clare Wool, to step in and give us a few welcoming remarks.
Hi, everyone. My name is Clare Wool. I am school board chair, one of 12 school board members that represent the citizens of Burlington, Vermont, and the public school families and students. On behalf of the Burlington Board of School Commissioners, I want to express our immense gratitude, sincere appreciation as we as a district welcome you back to this unique moment in time as we begin what will be undoubtedly a school year none of us are familiar with. And so I express to you with firm resolve that we are partners together during these dangerous times and being optimistic. We are also partners choosing to live in a state that has been recognized for its remarkable characteristics for following the rules of engagement. What made you choose to live in Vermont? Did you grow up here? Did you move here? I think about that every morning. And when you do know that you chose a career to raise Vermonters. Here in the public school system, from early learning in pre-K to elementary to middle to high school, our students stand with you by their side as you push them out from behind their own shadows, tripping you up on top of you in your classrooms, in your personal space, challenging you all so that you can connect, instill, and spark a bright future full of choices for them. You own that, and we thank you and recognize that the weight of your commitment to Vermont and its citizens, especially here in the city of Burlington. Today, I, along with Superintendent Flanagan, partner with you and our building administrators, district leaders, and all our essential staff that make up the Burlington School District. I think it's important to share with you that my partnership with Superintendent Flanagan began way back in March, 4 months prior to his contractual start date of July 1st. Superintendent Flanagan and I began working outside our workday to connect, introduce, and commit to best practices and educational practices by engaging with you, our district leaders, faculty, staff, students, Vermont Secretary of Education, and multiple AOE department orientations, all with the goal of positioning our school district on solid footing starting July 1st. If you have not taken time, please do so. Read through his 100-day entry plan. This preparation needed in any transition is daunting and consuming. And as teachers, you know within your school community, you manage that on the daily and in all facets of your life. And as we manage our lives with COVID, We have all had to restructure and reorganize and embody the essential strengths needed to prepare for the so many unknowns. My job with Superintendent Flanagan is to be effective and inclusive in our communication and engagement. You have been the focus and inspiration of our daily work, and I mean that most sincerely. You are the essential human beings that deliver our district work. Your choice of profession defines the health of our own community, city, and our country. And as we begin today in service, my message to you is of support. This support is acknowledged that to be a teacher is being an essential leader in the lives of our future generations. It is to acknowledge that you serve not only as educators to our greater population, but also as members of our families, as confidants, as role models, and as a safety net for our greater population, spanning, again, our pre-K all the way up to our super seniors, sometimes 23 years old at the high school level. Teaching is a calling, they say, and I have witnessed your commitment to the betterment of society that is so needed today, now more than ever. You all answer the call when your profession not only requires expertise in the field of academics, education, social and emotional intervention, and now based in America, based on factors beyond your control and our own control. And we ask that you be the front line of defense. You challenge facts from fiction. You manage lockdowns and fire drills. You recognize social injustices, and you are supportive partners in eradicating systematic racism. You provide food, shelter, and healthcare. Thank you for providing the care for the whole student that arrives to our schools every day. You are doing what you always do, stepping up and showing up for our children and families. Again, you are essential. You embody courage. And so on behalf of the students and families who we serve, we thank you. And again, reaffirm our continued support to ensure your safety and the safety of our students and community. Thank you for your time today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dwight Brown. I am the AFSCME Local 1343 Burlington Schools Chapter Chair. I just wanted to welcome our faculty and our staff back. It's been a while since we've seen each other. It was good to see some of you all today, even if you were wearing a face covering, but that is our new reality. So thank you for wearing your face covering. I wanted to say welcome back to our teachers and staff that returned today. Welcome back, everyone. Let me also take this time to welcome our new superintendent, Tom Flanagan. I've been in many meetings with Tom as we were preparing to reopen our schools safely. Tom's collaborative leadership style has been awesome. As some of you may know, our reopening task force has been working hard for a while now and working together to make this school reopening safe and successful. Burlington School District has always been the flagships of all the districts in the state to me, and it still is. So the opportunity to lead during this time was not missed. As the rollout of our opening happens, you will see the fruits of a lot of hard work from administrators, directors, teams, and district personnel. The discussions have been to the point and sometimes uncomfortable. However, it is that very openness to let members speak their truth that created the collaborative work that has been done. Thank you, Tom, for creating that safe space for us. The rest of the task force, thank you for enduring the sometimes very long meetings and for all the hard work that you've put into this. To our staff that have been coming in and working hard every day during and after the shutdown, thank you for your professionalism, your dedication, during a very difficult and sometimes dangerous time. AFSCME and its members in food service, property services, IT, bus drivers, we all stand ready to serve our community with professionalism and dedication. We will be with everyone here doing what we need to do to educate our students and to make everyone in our buildings feel safe. We continue working hard to negotiate a fair result in all 4 of our contracts and to ensure our members' voices are heard at the table at those negotiations and in reopening our schools. Finally, a lot more is going to change in and around our buildings as the days move on. What you saw entering school today is going to look very different as we begin to accept our students back. The final preparations to receive our students has not been finished, so be patient, be kind, and remember that we are BSD. We got this. Teachers, paraeducators, and support staff, thank you for all you do. We're in this together. And that's my speech. I also just want to say that everybody in this district is important. We all play a part in educating our students. And I think we're all teachers. Anyone who is in proximity of a student is a teacher, and you're essential, right? And I know some of you have some trepidation about coming back, but I want you to know that I've been in these meetings and I know everything that could be done is being done to make sure that this is done safe. My email address is on the website. You know how to get in touch with me if you need anything. And be safe. And I hope to see you with your mask on and a hybrid high five, right? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to school this year. My name is Andrew Styles, and I'm a 5th grade teacher at Edmonds Elementary School, and I am the president of the Burlington Education Association, your professional union for teachers and paraeducators. This summer has seen countless hours spent planning the reopening of our schools. Your union leadership and district leadership have been working with community members, staff, and administration to develop programs, establish policies and protocols to support safety, and strategize to find solutions to issues from childcare to busing and so much more. Your feedback has guided us every step of the way. Throughout the summer, your BEA worked tirelessly to ensure that teachers were at the table in every task force and to make sure the safety not only of students and staff, but also staff and our families were front and center in all of the decisions. The work of our colleagues in these roles also ensured that new systems and structures were put into place to ensure safety, and also supported the work that we do with students. Please join me in thanking some of your representatives included Colleen Cowell, Graham Lambert, Kim Brockway, Beth Fialco Casey, Katie Windorf, Dan Hagan, Mike Leonard, Ann McKay, Betsy Nolan, and last but not least, Becca McCrae, who donated much of their summer to supporting us through their advocacy and expertise on the various reopening task forces. I'd also like to recognize the willingness of our new superintendent, Tom Flanagan, to include and value teacher, paraeducator, and all staff's voices in these critical discussions. It is a wonderful sign of a growing partnership within our community. Your union also continues to work to secure our rights and negotiate 2 new contracts in order to maintain a skilled and talented workforce and give our students the highest quality instruction that we are able. Continued thanks go to Dan Hagan, Arinka Juk, Lara Bate, Mike Leonard, Kelly Bordeaux, and Ann McKay for their work to negotiate our contracts for this year. Through face masks and health checks, hybrid models and pod structures, we are here. It's not because the threat isn't real or that we really love the feeling of our face masks. We are here because we believe in public education. We are here because with our economy in crisis, our broken healthcare system reeling, and social unrest in the streets because of systemic racism, public education is essential. more so now than ever. If not us, then who will educate, support, and inspire these children? We are here to provide the most equitable, rigorous, and compassionate education that we can for our students, regardless of race, gender identity, ethnicity, creed, or socioeconomic status. We are here to teach. As we move toward the student return day of September 8th, remember to stand in solidarity with each other as our fellow union members and as educators. If anyone can face the challenges of the school year, it is the teachers and paraeducators of Burlington. I would also like to take an opportunity to thank and welcome Superintendent Flanagan to the Burlington School District. He has come in and was immediately met with this crisis and has shown a great deal of leadership in getting this together, as have my colleagues Dwight Brown and LaShawn Whitmore-Sells. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Dwight. Thank you, Claire. I can't imagine a better group of partners in this work. Thank you so much. First, I want to thank I want to first thank you all for the warm welcome to Burlington. In my first email to you on July 1st, I expressed my gratitude for being here to work with you to better the education for the students and families of Burlington. After I sent that note, I received dozens of emails congratulating me on my position and welcoming me to Burlington. People offered support, advice, and opportunities to connect. It's hard to believe it's been 6 weeks since I sent that email. I continue to be grateful for this opportunity, and I'm thankful for those first days of support and the early connections I was able to make with you. I'm looking forward to making more in-person connections and to building our relationship together. I'm also thrilled to be living in Burlington. My 3 daughters will be going to Flynn and Hunt, and they're already loving it here. We've been out on the water, on the bike path, we've been hiking Rock Point, and we've sampled as many of the creamy stands as we can find. I can't think of a better place to live with my family, and I can't think of more meaningful work. My commitment is to work with you and to build a community where the district office and schools are one team with one shared vision. This fall, I'll be visiting each school to observe classes and to meet with you and families. While I know we're working hard to limit outside visitors to classrooms, I feel strongly that an effective superintendent is one that is visible, accessible, and engaged. I want to assure you that I will model the appropriate safety policies so that my engagement with you and with students is safe and meaningful. And when we do connect, I'll be intentional about listening. I've asked the leadership team to do this as well. In these times, it's more important than ever to listen to each other and to treat each other with dignity and respect. I also believe we need to communicate openly and honestly and to collaborate. And this is more than just talk. Andrew Styles, Dwight Brown, and LaShawn Whitmore-Sells. LaShawn is with her staff today at Flynn. So hi, LaShawn. She couldn't be here, but she's with us in spirit. And we have been working closely together. Your BEA President, AFSCMF Chair, and BEA President are trusted and valued thought partners for me, and I'm excited to continue working collaboratively with them. This past spring, I spoke to many people in and around the schools, and I asked everyone about the strengths, the needed improvements, and the promising opportunities in BSD. When talking about the strengths, without fail, people mentioned, well, people, meaning you, our educators, our teachers, paraprofessionals, IT staff, bus drivers, related service providers, counselors, librarians, food service staff, custodial staff, after school staff, administrative staff, and school leaders, and many more. I was heartened to hear that you are so valued by the community, to hear how committed the community is to you, and to hear how much you value each other. I was fortunate in the first days of my tenure to be able to articulate my 100-day entry plan, which is framed around 3 priorities: equity, engagement, and deep learning. Some of you have heard me talk about this, so I won't go through the entire plan now, but please take a look at this online if you haven't already seen it. These priorities came from my own personal belief about education and the invaluable role public education plays in our society. My beliefs start from my early childhood growing up in a multicultural, multilingual, and multiracial neighborhood in Washington, D.C., as well as my time as a coach and a teacher. I coached soccer and taught social studies and special education for 10 years, and I see myself as a coach and a teacher still. I actually still coach my girls' hockey teams. I believe our core role as a school system is to provide every student deep learning that builds their innate skill as creative thinkers, problem solvers, and collaborators. I believe our role is to facilitate learning and to bring out the potential of every student through a fundamental belief that every student can learn deeply when we as adults give them the chance. I was fortunate to start my teaching career as an apprentice to a master teacher who built a curriculum that was based on the people and the ecology of the Chesapeake Bay. I saw the importance of learning that was connected across subjects, connected to a place and to the real world. I know deep learning and place-based learning is in the water in Burlington, and I'm looking forward to building more of this across the district for all students. Right now is the time to take risks, to amplify our practices around place-based, project-based, and experiential learning. This is one of our most promising opportunities to do things differently. This year, we're opening under extraordinary circumstances with a health crisis that's put a magnifying glass on the great inequities in our nation, in healthcare, in education, and in policing. It's clear that these national problems also exist in Burlington. Burlington and the nation was awakened to the stark reality of structural racism in a way we have not seen many times in our history, and in a way I have not seen before in my 47 years. We saw images of the murders of George Floyd, of Ahmaud Arbery, and of Breonna Taylor. We witnessed the disproportionate impact of COVID on people of color across the country and in Vermont. The past months have been extremely challenging for us as a nation and as a city. I believe we can only move forward by confronting racism head on, where it lives within us as individuals, as well as where it lives in our systems and structures. I also believe this is an opportunity for us. Schools are the most impactful place anyone could work right now, where we can have the most significant long-term impact on creating equity and creating anti-racist systems. So let's take advantage of this opportunity. This work will not be easy or for the faint of heart. It will require our full commitment. We must first acknowledge our own trauma and that of our students and families, and return to school knowing that we must attend to the trauma of our students, our families, our colleagues, and ourselves, and create space to heal as a community. Knowing all this, I thank you for your commitment. I lost my space. I am grateful that you are all ready to come back to work. I saw you all out there today, and the energy is really, really impressive. To deal with the moral imperative of developing our next generation, to make sure they are prepared to be productive citizens who will make our society a better place. We know the pandemic has created and widened gaps that disproportionately impact our students of color, our students with disabilities, our students who are learning English, and our students who qualify for free and reduced lunch. This is our equity imperative, and it's why we are providing many of these students with the option of coming to school 4 days a week. Our job is to reverse the yawning gaps by providing deep learning experiences that get students to think critically and to collaborate with their peers to solve complex problems. This is what they will need to do after they graduate. And I know you chose this career to get them ready. To be ready, all of our students need to read complex texts and to write and discuss them. They need to do math that focuses on conceptual thinking and asks them to solve real world problems. They need to express themselves artistically and physically. Our hybrid model is ideal for longer assignments that challenge students in these areas and also connects their learning to the world and connects them to each other. All of this is the deep learning that I refer to in the 100-day plan. And now is the time to do this in earnest across the district. For students to be able to access deep learning, we need to focus on their social and emotional well-being. I've heard this across the district that this is an area you want to focus on, and I agree completely. This starts with relationships. We're prioritizing restorative practices because it's based on relationships. It's also a practice that our survey results show clearly that I lost my space. That's me. Our job Oh, sorry, everybody. Hi, everyone. Starts with relationships. We are prioritizing restorative practices because it's based on relationships. It's a practice that our survey results show clearly has a solid foundation in Burlington. Our students have been away from us for 4 months, and they will need to connect, to restore relationships, and to have safe spaces to process the collective trauma of the past 4 months. We have to create a space for this to happen. I'm calling on all of you to ensure restorative practices is embedded in everything we do. And I'm calling on our leaders to give staff space and time they need to make this happen. 90% of our families say they're coming back for in-person instruction. That says a lot about the confidence the community has in us. And we have a great collective responsibility to lead a community that needs us. To do this, I'm asking all of you to focus your efforts on equity, engagement, and deep learning this year. I call on us to take collective action on systemic racism and inequity, to build and rebuild relationships with students and families, and to offer every student deep learning opportunities. If we do these things, our students will benefit individually, and we will benefit as a community. You've taken on one of the most important roles in our society, and if we work together as a cohesive and unified group, we will achieve the collective impact we all desire. I'm looking forward to working with you and alongside you to provide an excellent education to each and every student under our care. They deserve our best, and together, I'm confident we can deliver. Thank you. Now, shout outs. This is my test of making sure I get everyone's name correct. All right, lots of good work that has happened since March. This captures the work from March to now. Summer, property services, busing, summer school, IT, and food service were the connective link throughout this time. Spring and summer, we're shouting out Jim Drown and the amazing team of teachers at SOAR, Laura Wagman and Gracie Harvey, and the incredible staff at Burlington Middle School Summer Program, and the essential worker childcare team who worked throughout the pandemic to get us through spring, through summer, and to now. This was a huge lift, and Christy Galise led that lift. She is the central office leader who has kept us connected with students and families throughout this time, and I thank her deeply for that work. We want to shout out Nadia Beck-Conger at Hunt, James Grossman, Ryan Nest, and the Sunshine Committee out on the lake. Or is that the river? I'm not sure. It looks great though. Champlain Elementary School, Sarah Brown, Evan Kendall, and Eli Bissonette, who are ready and willing and able to assist with childcare and meal distribution during those early months. Vera, Sam, Tammy, Kevin, and John, the amazing custodial staff at Champlain. At Sustainability Academy, a big shout out to admin assistant extraordinaire, Monica Gregg, and Mary Wythe, who led on the extended school year K-8 program this summer. Edmonds Middle School, shouting out Maria Marinovich, Julia Stein, and Margaret Talbot, and Brent Truchon, and all the staff who have been engaged with revamping the school. We're also shouting out Rachel Hurwitz and Sydney Hinckley, who accepted exceptionally complicated, wicked complicated new responsibilities with the L department as of July 1st. And also a student shout out to Shusanti Tamang, who was awarded the special prize for overall excellence in the L Summer Success Program. All right. We're shouting out Integrated Arts Academy at Integrated Arts Academy. Ali Wasco, George Leal, Ari Tabo, Emily Titterton, and Kurt Tama, the Integrated Arts Academy school opening team for tireless work getting ready for schools to open, as well as Meredith Hoisington for her work this summer. Edmonds Elementary is shouting out Amanda Gustafson and Mark Nagolian, and these are Edmond L teachers who created a new hybrid summer learning model. We're In early ed, a lot of good work happening in early ed. Eric Kaufman, Ruth Cagle, Heidi Carey, and Corrine Woodbury from the early ed reopening team. And not to mention Ashley Daniels, who it turns out is a rock star. CP Smith, Lynn Slack, Amy Kiley, and Jen Domenico, who made connections with families throughout the summer. Betsy Freeman and Maureen O'Brien, two paras who put forth great effort to keep families connected. And Penny Wheeler, thank you for your work. On Top and Horizons recognizes Jason Gorkoff and Ethan Rompre, Jada Paella and Nyarkoa Mensa Jordan, feeling the beat and rhythm with our students. So important. Flynn Elementary, recognizing Pete and Mustafa for the work that they've done keeping Flynn going through multiple programs throughout the summer. And those floors are shiny over there at Flynn right now. And our Flyntastic staff who put students and families first. Burlington Tech Center with a new director, Jason Gingold. We're excited for Jason to be on board. And shouting out Tyler Ferralio for the new advanced manufacturing program. Joan Willingham, the BTC registrar, for registering all of our students. Jason Cooper and Moses Daly, and Laura McKnight, who's helping Jason get up and running, Jason Gingold. Burlington High School is shouting out Brooke Hoyt, the new office manager who started 3 days before we went out on distance or remote learning and has kept things running over there. And definitely a huge shout out to the BHS counseling department who has schedules ready in a really challenging time and rocked the house this summer, no doubt. Not to mention graduation. I know that was a big lift as well. Thank you, BSD. There are so many wonderful, amazing staff members out there. I know we didn't get you all, but I'm looking forward to finding those opportunities to recognize you too. Thank you to the team. Are they going to come around, Russ?
Dwight wants to say one more thing.
Dwight wants to say one more thing. All right. We'll have the team come around. We'll put our masks on. Let's put our masks on.
I just want to say, as I stand here with our school board chair, our new superintendent, our BEA president, and our communications director, I just want to say one thing: Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
There you go.
Thanks, everybody.
Here, as Dwight Brown says, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Do this.